The world is truly amazing, and yes, we must be proud of with these beautiful creations that God given to us. And today, I'm gonna show you just some of the most amazing landforms and bodies of water attractions found on Earth. I'm already excited, so let's begin. First is the Grand Prismatic Spring in USA. The multicolored Grand Prismatic Spring is the largest hot spring in Yellowstone National Park in the USA. It is 90 meters across and over 50 meters deep. The mineral-rich pool has concentric bands of vibrant colors, from red to green, due to different sets of heat-loving pigmented. The Spotted Lake in Canada. This is an alkaline lake rich in minerals, particularly sulfates contain small doses of silver and titanium. Located in British Columbia, the lake is locally called Kliluk and is considered sacred. During World War One, the lake's salts were used to make explosives. Lake Redba in Senegal. Resembling a giant pool of strawberry pink lemonade, Lake Redba has very high levels of salt, so it is easy for people to float on its water. It also attracts salt harvesters. The lake is near Senegal Atlantic coast. It gets its brilliant pink color from salt-loving microalgae called Judena salina. The Blood Falls in Antarctica. In the frozen wastes of East Antarctica, a bright red cascading waterfall flows out of fissures in the tail of glacier. The water comes from a hyper-salty lake which has been trapped beneath the glaciers for 2 million years. As the iron-rich water flows out, the iron reacts with the oxygen in the air to form rust. Caño Cristales in Colombia. During a brief period between September and November, this river changes from ordinary clear water to a rainbow of color. The vivid hues of red, blue, green, and orange are caused by an endemic plant, Macarena clavigera, blooming in the water as well as mosses and algae. Then, the boiling lake in Dominica. This lake literally boils and breathes out steam. It is located high up in the Montroy Pitons National Park and is accessible only by an arduous hike. The lake is constantly heated by molten lava underneath, which vents steam and hot gas through an opening to the lake. Swimming here can be deadly. Salar de Uyuni, Bolivia. This 10,582 square kilometer site is the world's largest salt flat. Hexagonal mesh-like patterns of salt intermixed with salt mouths dot the landscape. During the wet seasons, the salt deserts get flooded by water from neighboring lakes and transform into giant mirror reflecting the sky. The Pamukkale Travertine terraces in Turkey. Turkey pools of water fills up limestone terraces, which were once deposited by flowing mineral-rich hot springs. Also called the Koran Castle, the Pamukkale terraces lie next to the ancient Roman city of Hierapolis. Together, the terraces and the city are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Next is the Peach Lake in Trinidad. The Black and Vicious La Brea Peach Lake is the largest natural deposit of tar, or asphalt in the world. The lake is thought to lie between two faults through which underground oil seeps up. Tiny water droplets suspended in the tar are home to many microorganisms. The lake is also a treasure chest of fossilized animals. Then, the Loktak Lake in India. This lake is speckled by pumice, large, circular masses of intertwined vegetation, soil, and other organic matter. The largest pumice covers over 40 square kilometers. Rich in biodiversity, the lake is home to be threatened animals like Indian pythons and Hollow gibbons. Next is the Plitvice Lakes in Croatia. Within a forested national park in Croatia, a series of 16 interlinked lakes cascades into waterfalls. The lakes are separated by natural limestone dams. Declared a national park in 1949, the Plitvice Lakes are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The conical sparse rocks of Turkey. The strange conical spars are found in the Cappadocia region of Turkey. Several million years ago, active volcanoes spewed volcanic ash that covered ground. Rainwater and wind eroded the soft, compressed volcanic ash, leaving behind a harder overlying basalts forming the fairy chimneys. Zhangyi Dansha in China. These rainbow mountains look like something out of a painting. The Dansha landforms found in China's Gansu province are made of strips of red sandstones that were deposited over millions of years, like slices of layered cake. But a word of caution, many online pictures of these hills are probably the result of image manipulation. The Valley of the Moon, Argentina. Arid and rugged, this barren landscape looks like you guessed it, the surface of the moon, but it is actually a fossil graveyard. The site contains undisturbed deposits from 250 to 200 million years ago, fossils of some of the oldest dinosaurs, fish, amphibians, and reptiles in our abundant species. Chocolate Hills of Bohol, Philippines, a geological formation in the Bohol province of the Philippines. The Chocolate Hills is a famous tourist attraction in Bohol. They are featured in the provincial flag and sealed to symbolize the abundance of natural attractions in the province. They are in the Philippine Tourism Authority's list of tourist destinations in the Philippines. The Stone Forest of China, a blade-like columns of limestones, many over 10 meters tall, form a landscape that resembles a forest of stones. The stone forest formed some 270 million years ago in what was once a shallow sea. Sandstones and limestones accumulated in the bases and was eventually pushed up into the air. The wave rock of Australia is a natural rock formation that is shaped like a soul-breaking ocean wave. The wave is about 15 meters or 49 feet high and around 110 meters or 360 feet long. It forms the north side of the Solitary Hill, which is known as a hidden rock. More than 140,000 tourists visit Wave Rock. Breeze Canyon National Park is an American national park located in southwestern Utah. Breeze is distinctive due to the geological structures called hoodoos, formed by fast weathering and stream erosion of the river and lake bed sedimentary rocks. The red, orange, and white colors of the rock provide spectacular views for the park visitors. Then, lastly, the Great Blue Hole of Belize. This underwater sinkhole is 320 meters wide and 125 meters deep and a major scuba diving attraction. It is part of the Belize Barrier Reef, which is in turn part of the Mesoamerican Reef. This hole is believed to have formed during the recent ice ages. And that's all.